Morning everybody. It's Tuesday, the 11th of July 2023. It's about 7:15 in the morning and I'm on my morning run. I'm about 6.5 k's into my run at this point, and I'm just coming onto the Joseph's Gate Estate cycleway, walking track, running track, whatever its official name is. It's a length of pathway that runs about 2.5 kilometres, in this case north to south, back towards town. It comes out near the jail. It's all paved and it's all fairly new. Now, just behind me at the entrance there is a place called the Boathouse. Now, back in the day, that day being about the 1930s apparently, it was a functioning boathouse in that people came out here from in town, obviously because there were no houses out here then, and hired a boat and went, I guess, rowing on the river. And that might have been a Sunday afternoon recreational activity. The place, the boathouse business, I guess, went out of business at some stage when that form of recreation no longer became fashionable or affordable, or perhaps during the war years it just there was nobody to go boating. When this estate was developed, the developers at one stage said they were going to restore the boathouse to its former glory, and they were going to open it up for water recreational activities like that again. Now, to my knowledge, nothing's happened in regard to that plan, and it's a bit like the plan for water-based activities on the water, obviously, above the weir near the waterworks at Marsden Weir. The council has invited expressions of interest for people to do that, but to my knowledge that hasn't happened. On the left here is the Wollondilly River, and on the right is the Joseph's Gate Estate. Now, up over the hill there is a historic or heritage listed building which is called St Joseph's House of Prayer. It's had a number of functions over the years, but at one stage it was a home for young unmarried mothers who either were sent there by their families because of the shame of being pregnant and not married, or went there themselves for that reason. They had their babies, and the babies were then usually put up for adoption, often without consultation with the mother, and sometimes without her approval. At some point that home closed and the building was used for other religious groups, like people who were not clergy, but prayer groups and Bible study groups and stuff like that. And then at some point the Catholic Church decided to sell the building, or sell the land around it, not the building. Well, no, they sold the building as well, I'll get it right in a minute. They decided to sell all the land and the building. They, as part of the process, required that the building be kept because it was heritage listed, had significant historic and architectural value, and the land was turned into all these houses here. I couldn't tell you how many, but there's an awful lot. I think the people who bought the building had a plan at one stage to turn it into a function centre. I'm not sure how that's gone. I don't know what happened, what's done with it now, but the estate, there don't appear to be too many empty blocks on it. So as soon as the blocks are registered with the land titles office, or whatever it's called these days, they're sold, and not long afterwards the builders are out doing their thing and houses are built. The people who live out here are fortunate in a way, because not too far away is Bradfordville Public School. I'd say about 1.5 k's. The shopping centre a little less than that. It's only a small shopping centre, but you get a few basics like bread and milk and so on. I think it only operates 9 to 5 though, so something like that, so it's not open late at night. The government high school, Mulwarry High, is about 2 and a bit k's away. So there's some services here, and there's play space down here on the banks of the river, but no actual playground. So in some ways they're not too badly off in that regard. The council have been very busy lately along here. I see a lot of trees that have been cut down. I think they're mainly willow trees that are not native to Australia and tend to choke the river in terms of reducing water flow, because their root systems and their leaves and their branches are so big, and also they tend to take over from other trees as well. The willows must have been bought out during colonial times or something. I don't know how they got here, but they're certainly not native to Australia. So the council's been moving them to make the waterway, or flow down the waterway a bit better. I noticed some of these park benches along the way. This area here is called Copford, C-O-P-F-O-R-D, Reach. I think because it's the end of Copford Street, which is up there on my right. And the building just ahead is a toilet block. So handy. Not sure I want this park bench right next to the toilet block. I suppose if you're waiting for your kids to use the toilet, you sit there next, you wouldn't be too far away. As you can see, it's pretty flat along here. Little dips and ups and downs, but not terribly lumpy, as they say. And I think that's maybe a term cyclists use more than runners, I don't know. There isn't any parking at the northern end, except on the street at the Wollondilly Avenue road that I came onto this path from. And there's not really any parking at the other end either, but when we get there, I'll talk about that a bit more. Now, today being the middle of winter, it's probably okay to run this track this way, or either way for that matter, at this time of day, because the sun's only just coming up and it hasn't heated up the air or anything, because off to my right up there is the sewage treatment works. So you can imagine on a really hot summer's day, and the sun's been up sometimes for an hour or more by this time, the air's really warm and the smell will be terrible. I've run this path in both directions a few times. One stage it was closed because the council were working on a new bridge down in the jail, and I'll show you that when we get to there as well. And then the path was just reopened, and as I say, I've run it in both directions, and I find it's better to run it this way. You go over those couple of steeper hills at the start, and then it's either all flat or downhill to the other end of the path. And besides that, I feel like by the time I've got out there, I'm 6.5 kilometres from home, and now I'm on my way back 2.5 k's, not necessarily closer to home because still a few more k's after that to go, but at least I'm not getting further away from home, if that makes any sense. I don't see many people on this track, so I don't know if it's because people don't know it's here or they still think it's closed. And if you were to live out at Joseph's Gate here looking for a run, down and back would be your 5 k's. Alright if you take your kids on a cycle down here and back. A couple of hills, of course, as I said. Get off them. Kids could walk their bikes up those hills if they needed to, and you can always stop at one of the park benches for a while, just stop on the bank of the river somewhere for a while if that was necessary. I did at one stage contact the council and ask them if they had any plans to produce a map that showed where all these pathways were, and I didn't get an answer, so I assumed that wasn't no plan. We're coming towards the end of the track now. That a bridge you can see ahead is an engineering marvel of some sort. I forget the exact details, but it is the method by which sewage is transported to the sewage treatment works. When it was built in the 50s or something, it was considered something of an engineering marvel. You can, as I will show you in a moment, run across it, but down below is the work being done to build the new bridge across the river, and then the track will connect to that, cross the river, and then connect to the Cemetry Street track that currently ends near the Anglican Cemetery. You can see the diggers and graders and whatever. Here's the end of the track, of course. Now I'm going to go around here. But the bridge work will be over there. I'm going to go up this dirt track here. Excuse me. Onto the bridge. And then past the jail. Now it's the Wollondilly Sewerage Aqueduct that I'm talking about. That's here. And as the sewage goes underneath where you're running, the pipelines over there were built later on to replace this because they could send more poo through. Well, that's the end of this video. I'm not going to film the rest of the trip because you've seen all that before. Thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the Joseph's Gate run. Maybe I'll see you out there running it one day.